about your team's grit tonight?
Yeah, grit was high. Energy and effort was great. Great bounce back game from the last one. Guys are playing hard. There's a lot of trust, a lot of leadership when you talk about Clay and Kai. And so a lot of people chipped in. Marshall makes a big two. I thought the guys did a really good job on Steph, trying to make it tough. He's going to score. And then when they took the lead, I thought the group stayed together.
And Kai certainly showed a lot of will, especially down the stretch. It was almost like he wasn't going to let you guys lose.
Yeah, I thought his will was high. I thought, just understanding the game, we're scrapping for a rebound. And I thought, again, that play reminded me of Philly when he got the charge against Embiid and put us in a position to win that game, and we just didn't close the door. Tonight, guys executed. We, understand that Kai's going to get hit late in the game, and we trust it. And I thought Kessler did a great job of finding Marshall. He was wide open, could have shot the three, but he decided to drive it and get closer and makes a big two. So just understanding what the play is calling for and guys being able to respond.
What does it just say about Kyrie that obviously he has that offensive load to carry, but he's willing to stand in there and take a charge with 17 seconds left?
Yeah, he's doing everything to help the team win. Defensively, again, we kept them under 40 minutes there. So just understanding, his intent offensively is at a high, but his defense of being able to come up with steals and then also just the big charge there at the end.
With Max, I think it was fourth or fifth game, and you're already, I know options are limited, but 40 minutes, what does it say that, this quickly you've just have complete trust in him?
Well, he's doing the right thing on both ends, defensively and offensively. I thought he had a great look at the three that it went in and out. And, you thought, and then I thought Marshall gets the offensive rebound. But, again, what Christie's doing on the defensive side, the challenge, and then making the right plays offensively, it's easy to trust. And I think for his teammates, they trust him.
I guess Edwards was your center. He had 3 blocks.
Yeah, he was our center.
What can you say about his, playing out of position like that and hanging in there?
Yeah, I thought maybe he's not playing out of position.
Okay, maybe.
For right now, because it's what the team needs, and he's doing what the team has asked him, and that's to play the center position and understand setting screens and rolling, and then the physicality of this game can be taxing. And I thought him and Omax did a really good job there at the center position.
Okay.
All right, see.
Kyrie to play tomorrow?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question, but that's a great question.
Talk about how you spent some time with the fans after the game. You lost your shirt, you lost your shoes. But just talk about what that meant.
Anytime you're in a game like tonight and you're looking for that energy, you could look into the crowd, to our fans, and you could drive yourself off that or, get amplified, electrified off of that energy that's in the crowd. And it makes a big difference for us. In our home, our home stadium, we got to protect it. Our arena, we got to protect it. And I feel like our fans know that. We're obviously dealing with something unique, but at the same time, we have to put our best foot forward. So I'm grateful that we all get to, make the big picture, as they say. Just keep the main thing and just enjoy the fruits of our labor, preparing, going out there and trying to put up a good product for our fans and win games. That's what it's about. But we obviously feel for the fans too. They give us a lot of energy. So just a delicate balancing act.
Through the charge play there and how you saw that.
You think it was a block or a charge?
Obviously, it was charge.
Thank you. You're a Mavs fan. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. No, it was just, I guess, right, man. And fortunate enough to get that call to go our way. I saw he was about to try to do an overhead swivel coming across the lane. Remember, when you go back and watch it, you could put my words on it. Just, he's coming across the lane. They got into a switch, switched on Jimmy. I was below the free throw line, and he came down with a full head of speed or steam. And, I just tried to get in his way and make him make a decision that probably wasn't comfortable. But he's a great player, and, again, I'm fortunate enough to get the call to go our way and be in the right positioning and sacrifice myself for the greater good of the team.
Do you think that you learn more from a team, you've been on the high highs and you've seen the low lows. Do you learn more when it's kind of just the low lows?
What do you mean? What are you referring to?
Well, just all
The low lows? What you mean?
of your
Like just losing games or just?
injuries, losing games, the trade,
Oh, yeah, okay.
think that you can understand the character of the people that you're dealing with when you're not at the top of the mountain?
That's a good question. You get tested and challenged as a person, especially when you're called upon by your peers or your teammates to be one of the leaders of the team. They expect you to come in and work extremely hard and be a voice of reason, lead by example, and sometimes, lay out the steps that's necessary for them to be successful, because some guys just don't know, in terms of what it takes to win at a high level consistently, not just one game on a random week in the NBA. To be respected by your peers, by other coaches, you got to put your body on the line, prepare, like it is a playoff series, sort of say, but just get your mind right and lock in. And I feel like we've been doing that. Obviously, our record doesn't reflect some of that consistency, but when we have a great group in the lineup and we're able to play hard and play at our best offensively and take care of the ball and limit other teams from getting in our paint and getting offensive rebounds, we put ourselves in a great position to win the game at the end. So that's really what my focus is. It's just allowing guys to work on their crafts and give them confidence out there and just read the game the right way. Some games I'll come out very aggressive. Some games I'll just wait and see kind of what my teammates are doing, what the opponent is doing defensively. And that's just part of my role. So, when I start off the game very aggressive, I know that energy carries on to my team. They see that there's no fear in me at all, then, it's up to them to meet me at the party, as we say.
You got subbed out in the third quarter. I noticed you stayed at the scorer's table next to Jason. Were you just kind of waiting to go back in?
Oh, no, we were just discussing something that was going on out there. Yeah. Just looking at the time and clock, or, the time and situation and what we're going into, and just telling me to stay patient.
One bigger question. So in the last 6 months, you've been back to the NBA Finals. Now you're going back to the All-Star game after 2-year absence. Is it accurate to call this a career rejuvenation for you, or are you just playing the same basketball you were before?
Rejuvenation, maybe last year I would use that word, be rejuvenated and coming into the season not sure, how we were going to be successful, and, you literally are just being led by faith. And the guys around you and, the females that we have too on our coaching staff or in our back office, it's a total team effort. And, I just think the way I look at our opportunity here, moving forward where we are in the season, it's unique, man. I gotta be honest with you. It's unique because me personally, I've just been trying to be at my best every night and be ready to play however many minutes and, lead us to victories and ultimately just be ready to play. So there's trust out there that we have somebody that's a veteran alongside me and Clay. PJ adding on to the mix when he's healthy. But, I could go down the list, but when guys are in and out of the lineup, it is difficult to find that consistency. But I would say the best word is just resilient, man. That's probably just a resilient year. Being rewarded like that to, be a replacement or, be an all-star, being named by Adam Silver. I don't take that lightly. And, I felt like I was earning, my keep as well, just in this league to be respected as one of the top 24, top 25, whatever, top 26 players in the league or in the world. So, yeah, just being resilient and ultimately being willing to sacrifice some of my game to see others shine. And I think that's what's been enjoyable about this aspect of my career now is, I was known as, kind of like the shoot first guard, lead guard. And sometimes I couldn't see to the corner. Sometimes I would come out in games and, I would be kind of up and down. And I had to take that accountability on myself and look myself in the mirror and, set a better example for not just my teammates, but for the youth too. I dealt with a lot off the court, of course, that's well documented. But at the same time, I had to figure out who I was as a person and how I was going to lead this spiritual game of basketball when I'm done playing too, man. So the finals was great. Love that. Rejuvenation year last year, but this is just about being resilient, putting your hard hat on.
On the All-Star, Kyrie, I know it's a tough schedule right now in the NBA, and you still...
Yeah, tell me about it, man.
Have you had time to think about what's going to happen in the weekend, or are you just going to take it as it comes?
I'm definitely gonna take it as it comes, but I have daddy-daughter dates plans on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Zori is, my daughter is really hyped. She's 9 years old. I'm a 9-time All-Star. I was talking to her earlier on the phone and just asking her, like, do you remember your first All-Star game? She was a little baby, and now that she's 9, she's able to, have these memories be etched in her brain a little bit better, and she gets to meet some of the WNBA players, NBA players that'll be there during the weekend, and the coaches. And I just told her this is like our Super Bowl for basketball. Everybody comes in, we all talk about the game, but then, we all meet and have good time and break bread. And, I'm just excited to have her be around the other kids as well, because it is a kids' weekend. It's about the All-Stars, but, I'm going to enjoy my time with her too and my sons too.
Does that make it even more special to you?
Yes.
He realizes how big a star you are.
Yes. Yes, that feels good, man, as a father. Just sacrificing my time, and I always want to be there for her, but she's had to understand at a young age that daddy's working hard and, trying to provide for her a better future. So it's good that we could talk about that.
When you cap a performance like this, taking a charge, what kind of message do you think that kind of sends to the guys in the locker room?
Plain and simple, if I'm putting my body on the line, we all have to, and same vice versa for me, that same sentiment, feeling, whatever it takes to win.
Could you walk us through that stretch in the second half when you hit, I think it was 3 threes in a row and the crowd erupts? And so what goes into your mindset when you're pulling up super deep threes like that and you just see the crowd erupt? What's going through your head through those moments?
Man, it's like a rush of emotions just come over. You almost get into that zone where, you're just trying to find the basketball, get a little bit of space and then launch it, and obviously your fundamentals are followed by that. Make sure you have your basketball in the shot pocket. And if it's going to be a tough shot, then you know that it's in the flow of the offense. And, a lot of people weren't beating me down the court when I was shooting those threes, or they were flattening the defense for me. So it felt good, man. I was tired as heck. I don't know if you saw me call for a sub after I shot that fourth one or that fifth one. I tried to get Najee open three. But yeah, it just trying to exhaust as much energy to put us up ahead and give us some breathing room against this good team.
Kyrie, speaking of deep threes, how much fun is it to just consistently go up against Steph? And you guys have gone up against each other so much over the years. Just how much fun is it to go up against him?
That's incredible, man. I've gone on record saying that's the guy for us as point guards that, outside of Magic and Isaiah Thomas, Steph has etched himself as one of the most legendary players of all time. And for me, that's me just testing my game against him. And knowing when you're going against the best of the best, you want to play well. We know each other's games very well, a lot of matchups. But at the same time, some of the things that he's accomplished, I'm still trying to accomplish, to be a multi-time, championship winner in our league. It's the toughest thing to do. He's an MVP of our league, 2-time. So that's really the barometer at times where you can look and stay motivated as a peer of his, and no jealousy or any hate, just straight competition and being willing to admit when someone else is great, and you're taking things from their game, they're taking things from your game, and it's a mutual respect. That's how I feel about it.
Over these first 5 games in February, you've played 40 minutes every single night. I wanted to ask you, how is your body responding? What are the challenges of that? And then specifically, how is your back doing with this heavy workload?
Oh, you asked about my back? No, my back is fine, man. Hold on. Don't put that in the air now. Hold on. Don't. No, my back. My back is fine now, man. No, I appreciate it. This comes with the job, man. This is a responsibility. These moments that I prepared for, starting the summertime. And, it's definitely a tall task to be ready to play 40-plus minutes. But at the same time, some of my predecessors have done it before me and just led their team with everything and just left it all out there on the floor. And I see no difference over here.
Hi, a non-basketball question. You mentioned the daddy-daughter dates with your daughter. I'm biased because my dad is clearly a girl dad as well. What is something you've learned from your 9-year-old daughter?
One thing? One thing? I would say just giving, I've been, talking a lot about grace. Just understanding that some of the things that I struggled with as a kid, when you see your child dealing with tough moments like that, you start to see yourself in them. And the goal is to make sure that they have better tools, better resources to navigate. And that's my position now as a father. Now that she's getting older, she's a young lady. in this world that needs protection, that needs to be affirmed, that she is doing the right things every day, putting herself first, taking school serious, being a good, kind person to others, but also being willing to tell people, what it is, especially as a female in today's world. So I try my best to empower her, be there for her, show up for her, and she's just taught me how to be patient and just give myself more grace and stop worrying so much. It's just, as a parent, you always worry like what your kids are doing. So just like, Dad, I got this, even though you're 9, I'm like, but I'm still protecting you though. Like, you're not, you're right here underneath, So I'm just grateful for that aspect that we've been able to grow as father-daughter over time, especially being in this tough NBA job where, you got practices, games, traveling, so having my daughter be a part of that now.
Max, what would you say is the
feels
biggest
good.
thing you've learned about this team in your time here?
With a game like tonight where we have a lot of guys down, we're very small. The fact that we were able to come out and play with the intensity that we did says a lot about our character as a team, our resiliency as a team. We said it pregame, it doesn't matter who's playing for us, as long as everybody does their job and everybody plays as hard as they can, we're going to win this game. And I think that's exactly what we did. So Golden State's a really, really good team. They got really good players, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Buddy, Steph. Everybody can really play on their team, and they play with a lot of energy and effort, and I think we matched that and even exceeded that. So that helped us get the win.
And in your short time playing with Kyrie Irving, what does tonight tell you about him?
Yeah, it reaffirms what I've known since I've grown up watching him and since I've been in the league of how phenomenal a player he is. Offensively, he absolutely put us on his back, 42 7 threes. And then defensively, he makes the biggest play of the game with that charge on Jimmy at the end. So just speaks to him as a player, his character as an individual, and his leadership for us as a team. He's obviously a phenomenal player, but the things that don't show up on the stat sheet with his hustle and his leadership for us as a team is super important, and I've noticed it from day one.
There's obviously been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff outside of basketball here. What has Kyrie been like kind of inside the locker room as you guys are going through all this?
Yeah, he's our team leader. He's been a big anchor for us. His vocalism to us during games obviously is very high, and kind of just the spirit of us as a team and as a group, even in the locker room before games, after games, at meetings and whatnot, is very high. A lot of laughs, a lot of high morale for us, and we need that in a time like this. Obviously, when everybody's going through a big transition, so I think it's really helping us. Tonight was a big win for us. That's great for our confidence as a team. We got to win one more tomorrow against Miami going into the break, but tonight is a good start.
Well, why do you think this has been such a seamless transition for you personally?
For me, I'm just being present where I am and kind of embracing the situation that I'm in. Obviously, being traded at any point in the season, let alone mid-season, is tough for anybody. And so for me, I either have the choice to accept it or fight it, and I think I've accepted it, with open arms, and I've just been present where my feet are, trying to pour into this team as much as possible because that's my job as a professional. So I don't have time to kind of pout and I wish this would have happened, I wish that would have happened. I just got to be where my feet are and give all the effort that I can on this team to help us win games. So that's really my only focus for now.
It crossed your mind at all that, this team was built to be one of the biggest in the NBA and there's kind of no choice but to play small right now?
Yeah. We, like you said, we have no choice. We have no bigs, basically. Live is out, AD's out, Gaff is out. That's 3 centers, 3 big shot blockers, 3 big anchors to our defense that are out. So for us as a team, when we're playing small, it's on us, obviously, clearly, to play with as much effort as we can, and that's kind of what defense is all about. There's some strategy in X's and O's, but if we play with effort, it'll clean up a lot of our mistakes. And I think that we did that tonight. We came up with a big steal at the end. We came up with Kyrie had a big play, at the end of the game as well with the charge. So that just kind of shows, our effort and intensity and our grit throughout the game that kind of led to that moment.
Max, what have your biggest takeaways been through your first 5 games with this team?
Again, like a win like tonight, it's our resiliency and our grit and our effort as a team. That goes a long way for any team that's trying to win at a high level. That needs to be a baseline for us. So I think that's a big takeaway for us, and I think the camaraderie with everybody in the group as well is very, very great in my opinion. I think it helps, like I said earlier, with the transition that obviously everybody's going through. We got guys that are hurt. Being able to have a high spirit, high camaraderie is important for us to be able to put forth that effort to win games. So, overall, I think this is a really good team, obviously from a X's and O's standpoint, but, the camaraderie and the way that we band together as a group is also very high, and that's important.
What does it just say when Kyrie, a guy who's carrying the majority of the offensive load, is willing to step in there and take it?
Yeah, it speaks, like I said, it speaks to his character as a player and obviously as a human as well. He cares more than himself. He's very selfless. You see that in his leadership and his vocalism to us as a team. And then in a play like that, willing to sacrifice his body, being able to make a winning play for us, really, obviously probably one of the biggest winning plays of the game. Obviously, he had 42 points, but we don't win that game if he's not there to take that charge. Maybe Jimmy lays it up and we go into overtime, and who knows with that. But he was there, took the charge, gave us an opportunity to seal the game, and we did that with good execution down the stretch.
Max, earlier this week, we were talking with Coach Kidd, and he was kind of just praising how seamlessly you fit in. And he just complimented your ability to catch and shoot and just staying in your box early on. He mentioned catching and shooting and creating for others and yourself at sometimes as well. And tonight we see you get into the rack more and even bringing the ball up some. Could you just talk about Coach Kidd's trust in you so far, and what do you think is kind of next for you as you get more used to the Mavs?
Yeah, I mean, having a coach that'll trust you like that is super important. I think JJ did that with me even in LA, and Coach Kidd even here too. Two coaches that have believed in me have helped me kind of take a leap sort of in my game. I think this season, it's helped me take a couple steps forward. Obviously, I have so much more work to do, but just the confidence level that I have from two coaches this year that have really, really believed in me and put me in positions, where I can learn and grow. In, some positions I haven't been in before, even on a night like tonight, obviously I'm handling the ball more than I usually do ever in an NBA game, let alone down the stretch as well, with pressure. So those are good learning experiences for me, and Coach Kidd is, willing and trusting me enough to put me in those situations. So that means a lot to me as a player, and something that I want to continue to improve on.
Max, off the court question. I know the last game was a tough one, but it was also your birthday. New city, a new chapter of life for you. So can you walk us through, kind of that day for you and maybe what your thoughts are in this next year of life?
Yeah, I mean, it was really just another day for my birthday, to be honest, because we had a game, like you said. So we didn't do anything special on that day, but a day prior, I went to dinner with some family and friends. Obviously, like you said, it's a new city, but I have some people out here that I'm familiar with, and they've helped me too with the transition. Some things that you guys don't see, they're able to kind of help me out, free flowing into the city and kind of take me to some spots and whatnot. So my birthday wasn't technically celebrated on my birthday. We had some things that were done before, but yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, for this next year of life, I'm just trying to continue to grow as an individual. As a basketball player, that'd be great, but obviously I think off the court and who I am as a human being is much more important than as a basketball player. So, yeah.
How do you think the team chemistry is going just a few days in?
Yeah, it's been great. I think, like I said earlier, this is a time of transition for everybody, especially, in our organization. So everybody's banding together. We're all leaning on each other to try and win as many games as possible. It's a new transition, obviously, on the floor for sure. When you lose someone of that caliber, like Luka, the game is going to change for you. So us banding together and just playing as hard as we can is what's important for us, and we'll kind of figure everything out as we go.
Max, what are your overall early impressions with playing with Najee Marshall, and then his floater? He had 5 made shots tonight. I think every single one of it's like a contested floater. It's like kind of unorthodox, but it's extremely effective.
Yeah, he plays really hard, and he's also kind of a great leader on the floor too. He's very communicative. He's very talkative in a good way. We need as much communication as we can as basketball players on the floor, and his energy and effort, and he makes big plays down the stretch, like you said. He has a big floater to kind of put us up too there at the end, and he plays really, really hard. He plays a lot of intensity on both sides of the ball, and you always want someone like that on your team. So I appreciate him. He's kind of taken me in as well, kind of helped me out just kind of with my transition and been very vocal with me too. So, he's a great teammate for sure. Appreciate it.